Let's get started. Number 1. The Richest Man in Babylon. George S. Clason says, advice is one thing that's freely given away, but watch that you only take what is worth having. Through stories and parables from ancient Babylon, The Richest Man in Babylon offers sound financial advice that you can use today. George S. Clason incorporated his lessons into tales from the Babylonians rather than offering dry advice with no credibility. They gave George the ability to impart these lessons to us because they were thought to be amazing people. The advice is as sound today as it was back then. The key takeaways from this book are to live below your means, learn how to be lucky, and never take on debt. Number 2. The Millionaire Next Door. Whatever your income, always live below your means. Thomas J. Stanley. The Millionaire Next Door helps you avoid costly errors on the road to financial freedom by demonstrating the straightforward spending and saving habits that result in more money in the bank than most individuals make in a lifetime. Stanley and his co-author William Danko spent decades researching people with average salaries and substantial wealth. The book aids you in preventing underaccumulation of wealth, or UAW. The majority of people could save 50% of their income. This book explains why doing that will ultimately be worthwhile. The main lessons learned are to start saving wisely as soon as you start making more money than you need to survive, calculate your net worth using a straightforward formula to see if you're making enough money. Finally, to achieve your aim, stay away from economic outpatient care, paying too much to help others. Number 3. Rich Dad Poor Dad. The main reason that over 90% of the American public struggles financially is because they play not to lose. They don't play to win. Robert T. Kiyosaki. The book by Robert T. Kiyosaki is still amazing no matter the time or day. If you want to start building a path to wealth while you're still young, you must read it. In this book, Kiyosaki was able to highlight the differences between his two fathers. One, a dropout who became a multimillionaire by self-made means, and the other, a highly educated man who was destitute. The emphasis is on what's known as the various social classes quadrants, and how you can move up to the investor quadrant, which will make you extremely wealthy. Number 4. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire brings weak results, just as a small fire makes a small amount of heat. Napoleon Hill. The 13 most typical habits of affluent and successful people are compiled in Think and Grow Rich, the result of 20 years of research on over 500 people. The author of this book, a former assistant to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, conducted interviews with more than 500 prosperous people during the Great Depression to learn the secrets of their success. It's discussed in a classic and best-selling book on how to begin preparing by determining how much money you truly want to make. Everything begins with the power of your thoughts, followed by action. The key takeaways are: use autosuggestion to build an unshakable belief in yourself. Be stubborn. Always stick to your decisions. Lastly, join a mastermind group to cut your learning curve. Number 5. The Millionaire Fast Lane. Many people want to change their life, but they're not willing to change their choices, and ultimately this changes nothing. M.J. DeMarco. The Millionaire Fast Lane defines wealth in a new way, explains how to retire young, and exposes the flaws in the traditional get a degree, get a job, work hard, retire rich approach. You can better understand the distinction between what you can achieve and what you can't by using the Millionaire Fast Lane. There are 2 routes, the slow lane road and the fast lane road, which entails defying conventional wisdom and choosing an unlikely route to prosperity and financial security. The key takeaways are: wealth stands for 3 things, and money isn't one of them. Health, relationships, and freedom are what truly matters. 2, at some point, you must make your income independent of your time. Lastly, think like a producer, not like a consumer. Number 6. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. If you want to change the fruits, you will first have to change the roots. If you want to change the visible, you must first change the invisible. T. Harv Eker. Our financial success is not predetermined at birth, according to Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, which also explains how to overcome mental obstacles and adopt the ways of the wealthy. T. Harv Eker examined his connection with money after experiencing an extreme roller coaster of establishing, selling, losing, and failing at more than a dozen businesses. He discovered that, like the majority of us, He had simply imitated his parents' financial habits. The detrimental components of that wiring will be undone by reading this book, and they will be replaced by sound financial principles and practices. The key takeaways are not to despise rich people or you'll never become rich yourself. Secondly, if you want to control your finances, you first have to realize that you're the one at the wheel. Number 7. You've got 86,400 seconds in a day. No matter if your name is Joe Smith or Mark Zuckerberg, you have the same amount of time. You and Zuck differ from one another in terms of how you spend those seconds, more especially your routines. Despite seeking a better life, Duhigg's book will help you understand why you act in the ways that you do and why you end up with the life that you do. It's a bit scientific, but it's presented with clarity and structure that makes the principles easy to absorb. One of those ideas is about failing, and practically everyone's terrified of this fictitious, non-existent beast. However, you'll quickly discover that trying something and failing is not failure. It's just exploring. You'll discover these important insights after reading this book. They will aid in the formation of successful habits in you. It won't happen overnight. You have to keep working on it if you want to be able to use your time wisely. Number 8. Money Master the Game. You either master money, or on some level, money masters you. Tony Robbins. According to Money Master the Game, which is based on Tony Robbins' interviews with the world's top billionaire investors, there are 7 easy stages to financial freedom. Tony Robbins worked on this book for 11 years. He decided to aid common people in securing a bright future in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis. He assembled their greatest tactics after speaking with various rich financial luminaries, including Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, and Jack Bogle. Everything from mentality shifts to money-saving advice to asset allocation is covered in the book. The interview transcripts alone are worth the cost of the book. The main lessons are: never undervalue compound interest's exponential power. To prove to yourself that financial independence is attainable, choose one of these 3 objectives: basic expenses, basic plus enjoyment, or financial independence. Use a 3-bucket strategy to diversify your investments: a security bucket, a growth bucket, and a dream bucket. Number 9. The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. The fact is, none of us really has a choice. We're all playing the money game whether we want to or not. The only question is, are we winning? David Bach. David Bach uses the example of a typical American couple to show that wealth may be attained without having a big income. Bach believes that automating your finances will benefit you in the long run, and that you should always put yourself first. He claims that installing the system just takes an hour, and that after that, the rest is automatic. The key takeaways are, a small bit of savings each day will go a long way. To take care of your financial future, pay yourself first. You can invest shrewdly with the help of automatic installments without having to exercise self-control. Number 10. Cashing in on the American dream. Being financially independent and retiring early is undoubtedly one of the many different American dreams. With a 5-year strategy to retire with considerable funds and overcome psychological and financial challenges along the way, Paul Terhorst demonstrates how to realize this desire. The list of books that influenced billionaire Mark Cuban includes this one. These 10 books offer valuable insights and practical advice on how to attain financial success and prosperity. Whether you're an entrepreneur, investor, or simply looking to improve your financial literacy, these books are sure to provide you with the knowledge and guidance you need to achieve your goals. Remember, becoming rich takes time, effort, and a growth mindset. But with the wisdom from these books, you'll be well on your way to building wealth and creating a prosperous future for yourself. If you love this video, please make sure to like and drop a comment to let us know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you again soon.